Okay, so week 17 language arts skills is what we should say here. And we're going over abbreviations. There'll be your grammar pages for today. And when you're writing, and commas. So we've gone over quite a few comma rules, and those are the things that you should know. So let's go ahead and go over abbreviations first. And it's in your wonders today or this week. And it's going to look like this. So first of all, we're going to look at abbreviations and capitalization titles before name. So before name, so it would be like, let me grab my pencil. Doctor, so for doctor, it's D, capital D-R, so like if we say Dr. Smith, D-R, and don't forget that period. So instead of writing out the whole word D-O-C-T-O-R, doctor, you would just write D-R. And so let's see here. Use capital letters and abbreviations for geographical locations such as street. So instead of writing street all the way out, you would capitalize. So remember, names of streets, so you can abbreviate when you're writing names of streets. ST period, okay. Road, R-O-A-D here, would be capital R, D. So we always like shortcuts, so this is a shortcut that you can use. RD period. And remember, they're capitalized if it's a name. So you don't capitalize road or street or doctor unless it's followed by a proper noun. So a name, so Dr. Julie, or Julie Street, or J Road, or it has to be a name and it has to be capitalized. You never lowercase those if they are not names, if they are names. And don't forget that period afterwards. Avenue, okay? Avenue is abbreviated like this, A-V-E, period. And that has a period after. And another thing that we'll be working on is to form past tense of verbs, so action words. So you would add ed, so you would drop the e and add ed, such as the word, let's see here. Drop the e and add ed to verbs that end in e. Okay, so this can be kind of confusing because, so let's just say we have the word fade, F-A-D-E, okay, and you want to say he faded. It ends in an E, so you basically drop the E and then you add ED, so really you're just adding a D to it. Let's look at this. We're changing the Y to I before adding ED. So like in the word carried, we need to drop the Y and add I. So we would put an I here. You have to drop the Y to the I. So it would be C. Let's click on my pencil again. All right. Carried, C-A-R-R. Y is the root word, carry. We're going to drop the Y and add I, and then add the ED to carried. The same with like talk. It doesn't end in an E, but you just add an ED. So talked, this is not a word, T-A-L-K-D. You add ED to it. Recorded, that would be a verb, and that is correct. So you wouldn't want to change that. And let's see here. We have also when, like in the word skip, okay, there's also that rule where there is when it's a consonant and you want to add an ed, you need to double that consonant and add ed. And you can't see my ED there, so let's go ahead and write it up here. Skipped. S-K-I-P-P-E-D. So on your paragraph, you can go ahead and you can fix those mistakes in here. You don't have to rewrite that paragraph if you want. You would just cross it out. Basically, an editing mark goes like that, and you can write it above or below. If you don't have enough space, then you can go ahead and just write it, the word down here. Again, you don't have to write the whole paragraph, just to give you a little bit of a break. Let's look at another page to see if there's any other abbreviations we need to go over. Okay, some more abbreviations would be words like Mr. or Mrs. So those are important abbreviations that you really need to know. So Mr. and not spelled in, you don't have to spell it out, M-I-S-T-E-R. Where is that? Right here, Mr. M-R period is the abbreviation, so it's a lot shorter, and Mrs. M, capital M-R-S period. Those are important abbreviations you need to know. Remember Dr., capital D-R, and let me think of any other ones that we could, again, street, capital S-T period, road, capital R-D period. And another really important one are you can abbreviate the title of the names of states. So I'll go ahead and teach you the capital C-O for Colorado. So that's an important one. And they do capitalize, usually there's about 2 letters for states, and then you put a period. So actually, you don't put a period, sorry. So Colorado is capital C. And here are some other abbreviations for states. So you can look up some of your favorite states or states you visited or have grandparents. And these are, they're all capitalized. Again, no period. So I know a lot of you guys go to Texas. Where's Texas here? And the abbreviation is capital T, capital X. I go to California a lot, and it's capital C-A. So the abbreviations are kind of funny, and you can kind of start learning those, and they're both capitalized with no period. So those are states. We don't have to know those right now. All right, so the next thing that you will be working are commas, and we've been working on these commas all for the last several weeks. And in it are the rules. So we have combining 2 complete sentences. Compound sentences is what they are called. And you are putting a comma between and or but. I lost my doll, comma, but then I found it. So 2 complete sentences, I lost my doll, and then I found it, is connected by a comma and the word but. We are going hiking, we are going fishing, connected by comma and. We are going hiking and we are going fishing. So we've gone over those quite extensively. Dates is something you should have known last year, and it's the month, comma, and year. The month, day, and then after the day, there's a comma. Today is Wednesday. If you put the day of the week, comma, April 3rd, again, after the day of the month, and between the month and the day and the year. So those we need to make sure we know. In a series or a list, I like pizza, comma, tacos, comma, and hamburgers. We've talked about that. And then we just started working on commas in dialogue or quotation marks. We've also worked with commas after, like the word yes or no, yes, comma, when it's in a addressing, answering question. Yes, I have been looking forward to this, and there's a comma here. If you don't have an exclamation mark or a question mark, there's a comma inside of the quote if it's at the beginning of a sentence. here is if it's at the end of a sentence, if the quote is at the end of the sentence, then the comma is after whoever is saying it. So Jake asked, comma. Well, have you ever seen it? And here again, you can put a comma when they're kind of needing a breath after yes or no, or after when you put, if you put a name there, Julie, have you ever seen it? Julie, comma, that would be, there would be a comma there. So we've gone over those. Between a city and state, Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, comma, Georgia, New York City, comma, New York. And then we went over like where you should put it in your address. So Pueblo West, comma, Colorado. Let's see here. Last year we went over friendly letter, and it's here. Dear Santa, or Dear Julie, comma. There's always a comma after that address. And then when you're closing, your friend, comma, Jackson, or Sarah, or Ava. So we've gone over those commas as well. So you will be going over, and you will be picking where the comma should go in all of these situations, and you can refer back to your cheat sheet here. It's where you should be starting to use these in your everyday writing. All right, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.